Say? Or we're going to do some editing. Yes. Right. Did I finish my exports? Yes, I did. Yes, I would like to exit. Hopefully Premiere Pro is not just going to crash loads today. Oh, let's shut down Teams. Quit. Those are all cool. New project. Choose location. Hey everyone, I see there's a few people watching the stream. I am just doing some editing. So I thought I'd go live just for the crack. So yeah, feel free to chat. This is a fly through I did, when did I do it? Last week? And this will be the basis for the next day in the life video. So yeah, so I just need to edit this for the client. Let's import some media. Gonna need to proxy these. What's up, Quenzy? How's it going, mate? Thanks for joining. You all good? Just gotta wait now while we proxy these files in Adobe Media Encoder. So it'll take a couple of minutes just to make the whole editing process a little faster. Where are you guys joining from today? Sorry, I know it's a weird time as I'm in the UK. It's probably crazy times wherever you guys are, unless you're in the UK, and then it works out fine. I can really hear myself through this microphone. It's kind of annoying. Oh, there we go. If I turn that down. Yes, mate, all good. It's officially, well, I feel like I started work last week, but it's officially a lot of people are back to work today. So a lot of people, sending emails, jumping on the bandwagon, asking to book some new shoots in, which is awesome. What's up, Marius? In the UK. Oh, awesome, dude. Whereabouts in the UK? I'm just outside Reading. Oh, right on. Poland. Awesome. I've been to Poland once. I went to Bydgoszcz to see a friend. It's awesome. I'd love to go back there, actually. I'd love to go to Krakow or somewhere like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, so I thought I'd just... London! Oh, cool, man. I'm in London tomorrow. And I was in London on Sunday. Had a bit of an annoying thing happen. I went to Canary Wharf for a shoot. I was meant to be filming a sign being erected on the building, and turned up, knocked on the building, spoke to security, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, it's the sign erection's been cancelled today," and no one told me. So I literally drove like an hour and a half to London for no reason. Dude, that's a small world. You're from Bitgosh. That's wild. Like, it's well, when I was there, I thought it was quite a small town. But yeah, I had a couple of friends who I used to work with in England, in a pub, and they invited us. Well, when they moved back to Poland, they invited me and a friend over to come and stay with them in Bitgosh, and it was awesome. I loved it. We arrived at the airport, went straight to a nightclub. Yeah, it was a wicked little holiday. It was cool. And there's a go-karting place in the car park of the shopping centre. I think it was a Tesco, actually. I might be wrong with that though. But yeah, Bitgosh was cool. I'd like to go back actually. Alright, this encoding is getting there. One more to go, and then I can actually start to piece this thing together. Yeah, that is cool, man. That is wicked. So you guys been enjoying the content on my channel if you've been watching it? And is there anything else you'd like me to show you? I'm thinking about doing some kind of more business orientated live streams where we go through like LinkedIn and show you guys how to like use that properly and that sort of thing. So yeah. Oh yeah, my stream's probably not brilliant right now because I'm encoding, so it's taken up a lot of my resources. So if I'm a bit jumpy, is the audio okay, by the way? Watching from the States. Hey, FTFO Media. Good to see you again, mate. Thanks very much. Yeah, hopefully, you guys find this interesting, and I'll just keep doing it. Why not? Yeah, like I was saying, this video I'm going to edit now is actually the basis for the next day in the life video. So doing it a weird way around. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you in for the edit. Marius, I hope you're shooting inside. The past week the weather has been horrible. You're not wrong, mate. It has been awful. Yes, well, I was meant to be shooting outside yesterday, but yeah, as I said, it got cancelled. So yeah, the rest of the week though, it's all inside. All inside. Actually, Wednesday's not, but Wednesday's meant to look all right. So yeah. Right, encoding is done. So the proxy files are generated. Oh, what was that? Hey, just subscribe. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much, FTFO Media. Do you hit some freestyle? I do occasionally when I get time. Normally I don't have much time to go out and fly for fun, which kind of sucks. Because yeah, most of my life is taken up with editing and doing work. I can't complain. I'm a bit quiet. I can turn the microphone up if it's quiet. There is a button. I'll turn the gain up a smidge. See if that's is that any better? Okay, FTFO audio is good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do hit some freestyle occasionally, but yeah, it's always fine in the time. Right, so I'm going to get into this. So we're going to piece this together. So essentially, I shot 4 different scenes for this fly through. So I'm just going to drag them all into the timeline, one by one, and then we need to piece them together. Scene 3. It's a good idea to always label them. So I've stabilized all of these already, and I tried quite an ambitious transition with this one, which I don't currently know if it's going to work or not. So we'll soon see. But yeah, here we go. So I haven't color graded this. This is literally just stabilized. So I'll have a little play through. Oh my god, I need to turn that audio off. Let's get rid of those horrible audio tracks. Goodbye. And then we just need to see where these are going from. That's better. So when does the quad, so quad starts moving there, so we can cut it literally there. And then all I want to do at the moment is just sort these transitions out. So awesome. I feel like I need to warm my voice up before doing live streams because my voice starts to get wrecked really quickly. I guess I don't talk enough during the day. And then I come on here and just chat shit all day long. All right, let's have a look. Oh, it's a nice looking place. It's looking smooth. Hey, what's up, Theo? How's it going? Thanks for joining the stream, buddy. Oh my god, there's 16 people in here. Crazy. Y'all not working? Or are you still on holidays? I actually don't know where people go back to work. Most people today, but... Right, I want to get to the end of here, and then... So this is our transition point to the next shot. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, I need my... Can I... Have I got... I don't think I've got another USB port for my loop deck. So I'm gonna have to... What's up, Kitty Sack? What's up, Kitty Sack? That kind of sounded cool. How's it going, man? You all good? Sorry, man, woman, I don't know. Difficult to tell. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it. My son's laughing at me now. Thinks I'm a weirdo. But what's new? Okay, so where's... This is like the closest point there, I feel like. So I think we'll use that as our point. So what we'll do is click on that. And we're going to create a mask. And is that 25? 25 is 2. I have to do it 10%. That's crazy. I have to make the timeline a bit smaller. There we go. Oh, this is definitely slower because I'm streaming. That's not helpful. It's going to be more difficult because I've not got my loop desk. Finish the morning workout. Nice. Currently watching Media and Studios. Currently watching on my lunch break. Nice, man. I'm glad I can be your accompaniment for your food. Why not? FTFI just finished my morning workout. I was meant to go swimming this morning, but yeah, I felt kind of lazy, so I didn't bother. So I went for breakfast instead. Ate some sausages and some hash browns. It was dope. Okay. All right, let's do this first mask. So turn that inverted, and then I'm gonna do a little zoom in here. So that I think I'm gonna... Oh shit! I should have done it this way first. So I think that's the closest point, about there. So we'll stick a keyframe in there, and then we'll take that to, like, I don't know. No, we need to back that out. That's too much. Yeah, that'll do. And then we'll back that out. I've been an idiot. I need to change my sequence. God's sake, I forgot to do that. I do. So, Theo, do you always edit the videos for your clients? I would say 80% of the time, yes, unless I'm working for like a creative studio who will do the edit themselves. So, yeah, most of the time I will be. I'm actually just going to delete that mask, and I'll do it again in a second because I need to sort these clips out. So, fill frame. What is going on? Did I already do it? Oh no, it's being weird. It's doing a Premiere Pro on me again. Your camera just froze. Oh yes, so it did. What is that? Why has my camera frozen? I don't know what that is. let me go on to NVIDIA broadcast. Please bear with while I do some troubleshooting. Okay. See if I can get this to work. Come on. I may have to reboot NVIDIA broadcast. Quit. Let's try again. In Poland, there's a longer weekend due to the Epiphany, so I'm chilling today. Oh, nice. Sounds good. Right. Bear with. I'm just trying to sort this camera issue out. I don't understand why it's frozen. And now NVIDIA broadcast won't open. Right, let me just close Premiere down quick. And then we'll get this all booted up again. Why are you not opening? There's something funky going on here. What is going on? Let's shut Outlook down. I don't need my emails right now. Right, let's try opening a video broadcast again. I'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. Hey, look, the camera's back. We should be good now. Yeah, we should be good. Hopefully you guys can see the camera again now. So I'll just... Yeah, we ran into some issues last time. I'm streaming at a slightly lower resolution, so I was hoping that was going to help out, but you'll have to forgive me. It is what it is. Right, we're back. Filter frame. Get rid of that keyframe for now because I need to start again. 72.3, that's correct. And then filter frame. Yeah, because I shoot these in 5.4 and then export from Gyroflow in 5.4, and then I'll put it onto a 4K timeline. So I just need to adjust that. So yeah, I forgot to do that. Too busy concentrating on streaming. Thoughts on DaVinci Resolve versus Premiere. So I have tried DaVinci, and everyone recommends that I should be using DaVinci. And I've tried it. It was great. I haven't got the time to learn a new piece of software. And I've been using Premiere for years and years and years. So although, I have issues with Premiere, like crashing, that even happens when I'm not on the stream. And I think that's a general issue with Premiere. I know it and I'm quick in it. So, if I had time to learn DaVinci, I probably would, but I just haven't. I haven't got the time, which is a shame because I know it's meant to be really good. Right, so let's stick a keyframe in here. Somewhere, where's it? Oh, idiot. Wrong clip selected. Right, stick a keyframe in there, and then we'll just zoom in a smidge, just till that little corner disappears up there. So that's good. And then we'll just go back a bit. I want this zoom to kind of start, let's say around here, just so it looks nice and smooth. And I'll put that back to 72.3, and then just because I need to make sure that then we can transition the next. So this will be the next scene, essentially, going on here. Just learned there's a plugin for OBS that lets you see percentage of resources being used for each item. Yep, I don't know what that is, but yeah, find out some more information and drop it in the chat, mate. That'd be useful for sure. Right, so got this bit, so it's kind of like about where does it then pop out? So here, so we'll do our mask now. Probably just need to drop that down to 25%, give that a save. Always a good idea just to save. Oh, come on. It's, oh my God, this is so annoying. Let's see what's using on my resource. 28%, 16 gig. It's fine. It's not even that bad. So I don't know. Oh, there we go. It's unfrozen itself. Right, so we'll stick the mask there. And then just have this as our starting point for the mask. So we'll invert that. And then we can start tracking it. So put on the keyframes. And then what I'll do here is go 1 frame ahead. Maybe 2, and there we are. We can see that that corner sort of popped out a little bit there. So we'll start adjusting this mask now to about there, I reckon. And then we'll go 2, 3, and then again we'll adjust. And we're just going to do this for the entirety of this bit. So we just got to kind of match this up by eye, basically, to about there. Looks about right. And then again, I'd normally have my loop deck, which would make this easier, but I haven't got any more USB ports. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I always do it 3 frames ahead, as it's way easier than doing 1 frame every time. And yeah, well, it seems to work. 1, 2, 3. So we'll just keep doing this. And 2, 3. 2, 3. Kind of assume you use OBS for your live stream. Disregard. No, I do use OBS. Oh, actually, that's a point. It is. It's telling me at the bottom. CPU 0.1%. Drop frames 0. It all looks fine. I think it's just my PC is just, it needs an upgrade, to be honest. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. We're getting there now. It seems to be all right. When I start to play back stuff, it becomes an issue. Need to try and get this as good as we can as well, so that the transition just looks totally smooth, so that you can barely notice it. That's the idea anyway. Just see a bit of light peeking through there, so we'll just... So what's everyone up to today? Anything interesting? Did you find my... So those of you joined the last live stream, did you find it helpful? I did clip the rates and PID settings for the Cinebot. So hopefully you guys found that useful, whoever was asking about that. And I think the next live stream I'm going to do, we'll do like a Q&A, and then we'll go into do some stuff with LinkedIn. Show you guys how to make the most of that platform, what kind of things that I do to promote my business, and to keep my videos in people's feeds, that sort of thing. So if you find that useful, let me know. Did anyone tune in for the Joshua Bardwell stream last night? It's quite a good one. It's quite nice being on a live stream with people chatting, because normally it's quite a lonely and boring process. Whoops. Just going to save. Sometimes it's quite hard to see where the actual wall is when it starts to kind of blur a bit. You can see it blurring up here, so we'll just kind of judge it by eye and then adjust if it doesn't look right. It seems to be alright at the moment. Just see the corner there still. And it's just ish. It's somewhere here now. I can't really tell anymore, to be honest, but we're basically on the last couple of frames, so it won't matter too much. There we go, and then we'll just over to there. Save that, and then we'll just jump back here. So we'll just need to pull this back over here. I don't know why it does this. I haven't figured this out, where it sometimes will move. Yeah, I think we're alright. So let's have a look. Let's watch this back. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I actually don't think I switched my sequence to 25 frames, which is, of course, what I always do. Just make sure that hasn't messed the mask up. No, that looks good. Okay, so then we need to feather that a little bit, just so it doesn't have such a harsh edge. I think that looks okay. Oh, it's a little bit ropey there, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think that looks alright. And then what we'll then do is get our next clip, which is here. And then, okay, so again, we're going to have to put a little zoom on there. The angles are slightly different, but no, I don't think that really matters. So we'll go stick a keyframe there. Just zoom in so we can't see that. Yep, that looks good. And then we'll just go across and then we'll zoom that back out to about there and stick that back to original size, so 72.3. Right, let's see how that works. So I'm gonna need to move that one there. Right, where's the starting point? So the starting point's around here, so we'll just drag this in. And then we'll just need to match this by eye, essentially. I think we can do it a bit more over here. Yeah, we're going to need to... This is about here, so we'll cut it there. And then where is the start of this clip? So about there. Let's see what happens. Don't freeze up on me now. Okay, I just skipped over that. Oh, that looked pretty good. I could see that there's like a little thing there which didn't really work. So I'm gonna... what am I gonna do? Should we move it over a bit? Sometimes you just got to play around with this a bit. Pretty good. Maybe over a smidge more. Okay. Oh, I think that's pretty good. Would you reckon? Look alright? I can still see that pillar though there. I didn't fly as close to the pillar that time, so they're a bit... Oh, can I really notice that? You can kind of notice it. Is it just me? I think it's pretty smooth. Yeah, that works pretty well. What do you reckon, guys? Think I can get away with that? I think that's worked alright. Yeah, you can't notice that for shit. That's worked nicely. Save that. Let's just watch it back in context now. that's pretty smooth. Just want to make sure I can't see any of those zooms. Where it zooms in. No, can't tell on that one. Yeah, can't tell on that one either. Oh, that looks alright. Right, let's move on. So we're heading upstairs. This place looks so cool. Chat's gone kind of quiet. Are you guys still there? Just checking, making sure I'm not dropped out or something. The next transition should be a pretty easy one. It's coming up in a minute. Definitely going to need to do some speed ramping on this just to make sure we get through it a bit faster. It's kind of long. It's like 2 minutes already and there's still another scene to go. Cool view out the window. This is our next transition point. So this little beam will be the transition to the next floor. So let's start doing that one. So we're going to have to like, where is it closest? It's about there, isn't it? So let's just skip that frame by frame. So I think it's about here. So we're going to probably need to do quite a significant zoom on there. So we'll add a keyframe. Zoom that in until we can't see the bottom of that beam anymore. I didn't hit that straight. That's really annoying. It's about there. Oh, that's quite a zoom on that. So we're going to need to go pretty far back. Let's see what we can start doing it without it being noticed. 72.3. Let's just watch it through now. Yeah, that looks alright. I think that looks fine. Do you work across the UK or focus on one region? So I work across, Meridian Studios. Sorry, I should have said your name. I work across the UK and Europe as well. But yeah, mostly a lot of my work's done in London. I do travel up north a fair amount. But yeah, it's mostly in the UK, stuff in Europe as well. I am expecting to head out to Europe more this year as I work with a company who does a lot of marketing for schools. So I'm expecting to travel out to Europe a lot this year, which would be cool. I enjoy traveling with this. It's cool. I love flying as well, funnily enough. I'm wondering if we can get away with having that zoom coming a little later. Let's just move it and see, because it's quite cropped by that point. Just want to see if it's noticeable or not. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. It's got to be earlier on. Otherwise you notice it. Probably when we're doing this turn here, I think would probably work. Yeah, that works all right. Cool, that's all right. Let's move these up. Hey NeoFlow, how's it going, mate? Thanks for joining the stream. Oh, we've got 19 of you guys in now. It's awesome. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Just doing some editing. As I was saying earlier in the stream, this will be the basis for the next day in the life video. So it's of this particular shoot. So I guess it's kind of cool that you guys get to see the edit, and then you'll see how I shot it, which would be cool. How do you go about making prices for fly-throughs, etc.? Do you have a general price? Yeah, I have a rate card, which I generally work from. So I don't do half days anymore. I used to do half days when I was kind of first starting out, but I figured, you know, people are not really paying me for my time. It's essentially paying for my experience. Because some jobs I could, you know, do really quickly, but because I'm good at what I do. So yeah. I do have a kind of set price list, which includes things like my time as a pilot. If I've got an assistant with me, it'll be their time for a full day rate. The post-production and editing will be added to that price as well. I charge for equipment hire, although I'm not hiring equipment. It depends, if I'm flying the likes of an Inspire 3, I would obviously charge more for that than if I was flying a Mavic or a Mini, essentially. So I always include the price of equipment, and basically work that out on what it would cost me to hire that equipment for a day or a week or whatever. So that gets charged to the client as well. And then any travel, hotel costs, flights, etc. is all added into the quote. So yeah, it all kind of adds up. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Marius, to answer your earlier question, I found your channel a month or so ago and I've been loving your day in the life of FPV videos. That's exactly what I'd like to do myself professionally. So your videos have been very educational for me. So far, I only flew analog for a bit of fun and just to learn tinkering side of quads for cheap, but just upgraded to digital this Christmas. Oh, nice. Oh, you want to update? Okay, cool. I'm moving to a 3.5-inch Cinewhoop and some cinematic shooting, inspections, etc. That's what a lot of people don't use FPV drones for inspections, and they are great. I've done quite a few, like abandoned houses and buildings, to check there's no squatters. So that's a good one to get into. I've been doing events for around 9 years now and noticed a lot of requests for aerial footage and for promotions and etc. So do you think it would be a great place to start? Absolutely, mate. Sounds like you've got it more or less figured out. There's so many different types of businesses that can benefit from drone work, both regular and FPV. So yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a good place to start. Random Shorts 2109 has just subscribed. Thank you very much. Sorry for the wall of text. Just so happy I found your channel. Thank you very much. It means a lot, mate. And anything I can do to help out, especially with these live streams, I think this is a good place for me to vomit my knowledge onto everyone, because I couldn't think of a nicer word. Yeah, a lot of people helped me out when I was first starting out, so I feel like it's a good thing to return the favor. Ultimately, I guess the best thing to do is try and professionalize the community, and if I can impart my knowledge on people, then great, and it helps you out, then even better. Gives me a warm fuzzy feeling. What's up, Kev? How's it going, man? Good to see you back. Hope your day is going well. Neoflow, thanks for explaining that. No worries at all. FTFO Media, waiting to see what bid and fly-throughs come out after Thursday's 04 possible release. Oh, yes, interesting. I didn't realize it was coming out on Thursday. I was having this debate the other day. I don't know whether I'm going to upgrade to the 04 anytime soon, because all my quads are either 03 or Vista, and I don't record on the Air unit. So for me, it doesn't really make a difference. So, I mean, I'd like to get one to try it out for sure. I don't think DJI are going to send me anything. But yeah, interesting to see all of the DJI hype train reviews come out and everyone's just like, oh, it's so amazing. And then it turns out to be a crock of shit. But Neoflow, I've been flying FPV for work for around 2 years, but I found the market is changing by the day in regards to what I can and can't charge. It's a difficult one. Whenever anyone kind of gets into this game, they tend to jump on the, a race to the bottom when it comes to price, and that's absolutely not the right way to do it. Charge what you feel you're worth. You want to have clients who are willing to pay you for your time because what you're providing to them is genuinely a great product. So never sell yourself short. It's always tempting when you're first starting out to go as low as possible just to get the job. And I guess to some point you do have to do that a little bit, but don't sell yourself short, man. FPV is a hard earned skill, and there's not a lot of people who can do it professionally, or particularly well. So, don't sell yourself short. Charge what you think you're worth. At the end of the day, if clients are trying to bump your price down, they're probably not the type of clients you want to work with. It's great getting one-off stuff, but the goal here is to get repeat business and get clients who use you again and again and again. And the problem is if you go in low the first time, they're going to expect that from you every time, and then you'll struggle to put your prices up. So, charge what you're worth. Oh, bind. Okay, bid. Waiting to see what bind and flies come out after Thursday's 04. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think you'll probably see a lot of the quads on the market at the moment just, upgrade to 04. And there'll still be 03 and Vistas available as well. So might be a good time to get our 03s nice and cheap. Why did you choose DJI? Any reason for that? Because they make the best goggles and from my experience have the best transmission system. Although I've never used anything else, to be honest with you. It's always been DJI for me. I just find the ecosystem's easy to deal with. I understand it, and yeah, there's no reason really for me to change other than if someone comes up with a more reliable transmission system that, will go through 1,000 walls and penetrate everything. That's the only thing. I understand choosing DJI for camera drones. I've got a Mini 4 for inspections. It's great, but what made you choose DJI for FPV? Yeah, exactly that, mate. It was just easy for me. I understood the transmission system. The first quad I bought was a DJI Vista. It was a Vista system, and it just seemed like it was the easiest for me to get into. To be honest, I personally went with Walk Snail with my first digital kit for being cheaper. To be honest, that's fair enough. I don't know if there's much difference between Walk Snail and DJI. For me, the camera quality doesn't really matter that much because I'm recording on GoPros and Blackmagic cameras and that sort of thing. So my biggest thing is the distance that you get with transmission and the penetration through buildings. That's the hardest thing for me. So Median Studios, sorry, I'm on a roll asking questions. Not a problem. I think you mentioned a video at some point working for F1. Was that on the global feed during the races? Or more for promo filming? I wish it was on the global feed. That would be amazing. Although I do know a guy who was flying at the Hungaro Ring this year. They had like a FPV feed on there. So yeah, I'd love to do that. But no, it's from promotional content. So yes, it was for an F1 team. Can't say who though, unfortunately. It was all a bit hush-hush. But yeah, that was cool. Okay, no more questions at the moment, so I'm just going to crack on and try and get this little transition done. If it, you haven't frozen, have you? No, it hasn't. So just do the exact same thing here. So we'll go back to where that. So we're looking at the bottom here to where that completely goes out of frame, which is like there. So we will. Oh, they had both selected. That's why. So we've done our little zoom. So we'll just add in. Just need to go 25% again, and doing from the bottom. This is the first one I've done from the bottom. So we'll drag that over here. Oh, I was going to ask, would everyone find it useful if I created a Discord channel for general chats, and so I can let you guys know when things are happening, etc.? Would everyone find that useful? I can also post, video links in there and stuff, just in case YouTube doesn't do it. So would that be something you guys would be interested in? Right, let's start doing this transition. Okay, so where do we, so it starts to come out there, so we will, oh, this is going to be, oh, I didn't think about this, it's going to be a bitch, this one. So it's like, we'll do it to there, and then we need to kind of, we can see there's like a line here of where that mezzanine floor is. And then it's kind of like there. All right, we'll start off with that and see how it goes. Put my keyframes on, yeah. Oh, lots of questions. How do you reach out to gain clients? Do you send emails or go inside the venue and building and ask? So I'm going to do a live stream on this probably on Saturday this week. I will confirm the date, but I'm going to go through all of this on the live stream and talk about how I go about gaining clients. It's mainly all through, outreach on LinkedIn, posting, constantly when I'm out on jobs, that sort of thing. I'll go through it all in a bit more depth, but it doesn't involve any emailing. As soon as you email someone, they'll just delete it without reading it. So there's a knack to it, and it's about being approachable, and it's about doing your networking properly. But I'll show you guys how to do that. I have never been inside the venue or building and just asked, and I don't really pick up the phone either to call people. People do not appreciate cold calls. So I've got a tried and tested method that I'll kind of let you guys into when I do the live stream. Theo, if you are comfortable talking about it, what price would you think is fair to ask at the beginning for a fly through like you do? I would suggest, Theo, I don't know where you're based, so I can't remember, sorry, I'll talk in pounds. I would think if you're just starting out, I would aim anywhere from £300 to £600, including editing. Really important that you do the edits as well. I've seen a lot of drone people who just be like, oh yeah, I'll come and do some footage for you, but I won't edit anything. That's not the way to do it. You need to make sure you're providing, a package to your client that they can then use without having to do anything to. I think, yeah, comfortably starting out 300 to 600. If you are, delivering the goods when it comes to flying, I'm sure people will be more than happy to pay that. Gary Barton, hey Gary, how's it going? Yes mate, that would be excellent. Okay, I'm more than happy to do that. I can set up a Discord. It sounds like a good idea. Yes, Discord sounds cool. JR's just a chill dude, drone vlogs and adventures. Hey, what's up JR? How's it going? What editing software are you using? And yeah, that'd be great. Cool, I guess that's another one for the Discord, so I'll do that. So I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. So I use basically the whole Adobe suite, essentially, Lightroom, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, After Effects, all that stuff. Another vote for the Discord. Awesome. Good idea. Nice. I live in Belgium. Oh, cool. Hey, Theo. So yeah, probably quite similar in euros then. I was actually in Belgium last year flying at the International School of Brussels. I had to do a lot of work to fly there. It was really close to the airport, and I really struggled to get a operator ID for Belgium because on your portal I had to be a citizen. So I jumped through a lot of hoops to be able to fly in Belgium. But yeah, it was awesome. I was there for I flew out in the morning, left my house at 3 a.m, caught a 6 a.m. flight over to Brussels, got to the school, did a whole day of filming, and then flew back, and I got home at 10 to 1 the morning after. It was a mental day. JR's just a chill dude, drone vlogs and adventures. I'm actually going to check your channel out. That sounds appealing to me. So let's carry on with this. 1, 2, 3. Right, so we can see this beam is kind of opening up here. So I think we're going to do it to this bit here. This bit's going to be a little trickier than what we just did, but that's fine. We'll work it out. We'll make this one nice and smooth. 1, 2, 3. My phone keeps going off. Gonna move that. I'm gonna have to do a bit of artistic interpretation of where these actual beams are, I think. So there. Am I missing something? Is that... Oh yeah, no, the beam's... It's there, isn't it? No, it's not. It's here. There's a little curve in this. Oh my gosh. My son just messaged me. You can probably see that. How many viewers do you have? 25. Pretty good. Yeah, kids. Daughter was back at school. Son is not, which is always useful. So I think we're gonna like there and try and why can't I move this one? Oh no, that's why. Right, I need to add another point here. There's a little bend in that beam. That's really annoying. Didn't even notice that when I was shooting it. Isn't there a tracking mode for this, or does this not work for this? There is. It doesn't really work for this though, because you can choose it to track, and then it won't track it properly. So you're just better doing it by hand. It gives a better result. Again, we're like up here and there. I need to make sure there's nothing showing at the bottom there. I thought this was going to be a really easy one, but this beam is bent, which is weird. So I think it'll still work. It'll still work. Bless him. They said, bless you, Jacob. What are your thoughts on the fact it's becoming cheaper and cheaper to enter the hobby and potentially GoPro? Do you think it'll start to saturate the market or not? I don't. I think it's a good thing. You know, the more people flying FPV, the more the word gets out there and the more people want to use it for their businesses. So I think it can only be a good thing. I don't think it'll saturate the market. I think if you're doing stuff at a high enough level, I think you're fine. You know, it's not easy doing fly-throughs. It's a hard thing to do, and if you can do it well, then I think you're golden. But no, I don't think it'll saturate the market. I think it'll be okay. Marius, you've mentioned before that you fly with default rates. Why don't you do the same? Why don't you do the same rates for all of your drones? Wouldn't that be better for your muscle memory? I don't know, man. I don't really think about it too much. I think anything that I've built, I've taken a bit more pride in when it comes to the rates, I guess. So I've changed them a bit, but I'll be honest, they're not that different from stock. So yeah, I don't know. I've just never really been into changing rates that much. I just never really felt it was like a big important part of flying, and I think there's a lot that you can go into with it. So yeah, I don't know. I've just never been really that into doing it. I've never found it to be an issue. I've always been able to adapt quite well to whatever quad I'm flying. Do you have a website, Wayne? Yes, I do. It is www.jsaerial.co.uk. I don't use it all that often. I'll be honest, I don't get a huge amount of work from it, so it's just there as a landing page, basically. So yeah. Right. Let's... Oh, this is getting a little messy now, this one. I think I need to add another point in there. We'll see how this one works out. It should be fine, though. Sorry, someone was just asking me a question. Yeah, keep the questions coming. It's all good. And then 1, 2, 3. So that beam is now nicely disappearing up here. It was bent. How did I not notice that beam was bent? I can't talk now. This is easy. Oh, whoops. This is easy now. 1, 2, 3. Beam's gone, so you can just shove this all the way to the top. And we should be golden now. Give that a little bit of a feather, just to blend it in a bit nicer. Let's have a look at the crap we created. I just need to make sure this doesn't jump back up. I don't know why it does this. I've never been able to find a solution for this, and I don't even know what to call it to Google it. So I think that's probably okay now. Right, let's just watch that back. Oh, that was pretty sweet, actually. I think that's going to work quite nicely. I think that should work pretty well. All right, now let's put the other clip in it. Okay, no more questions. I was looking for questions. There aren't any, so we'll just continue. Right, next scene. So we do the same thing here. So I think the point there. Don't need to be quite as accurate with this one. So we'll stick a slight zoom here. I'm not going to go all the way in. I don't think I really need to. And then we'll just like stick a keyframe in there and just stick it back to what it was before. And yeah, I don't even know if this is the easiest way of doing this. This is just the way that I've figured out how to do it. So, you know, I am not the be all and end all when it comes to this sort of stuff. So, right, so that's where it starts. So we can like, I am not the God's gift at editing by any way, shape or form. I was like that with analog drones and had a mini whoop, long range 3.5 and 5-inch, but now I've gotten digital and tried editing rates for the first time. My flying has improved massively. Fair enough, mate. I think, yeah, I think it's so, you know, flying quads is so personal. Like, it's so different for everyone. I found the biggest thing for me on the quads that I built was changing the PIDs. It made such a difference. Like, the flight time got longer. It just flew so much nicer. So, yeah. Can you do the same style of movement through buildings with a DJI Mini as you can with the self builds? No. It's more, if you use like a regular drone inside, you're going to get more like what you would get if you were carrying a camera and a gimbal. So they're a bit different. Also, the lens angle is so wide on a GoPro, and this is how you get that kind of that GoPro look almost without the fisheye. And that's what, you know, you're essentially enhancing the space, making the space look bigger. So yeah, that's what kind of works. So I don't think you can get the same effect, unfortunately. JB, any JB video is awesome. On finding your perfect rates was a blessing too. I think I watched that actually. So yeah, good video. Looks fine, mate, honestly. Okay, thanks, dude. Syncopad, hey, greetings, Jamie. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you join the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not working, which would suck. Nah, I'm joking. What does everyone do for work? It's an interesting question. What was I doing? Right, let's see if this works. We're just gonna have to match this up. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. I'm gonna have to change that a bit. Let's bring it this way. We're gonna have to make sure those beams aren't getting in each other's way. I think that looks okay. Let's just play it. There's a little bit of beamage going on here still. I can see the second beam underneath there. So if we just move that a little more that way, that beam's gone. That looks pretty good to me. Let's just play it through. What service is requested to you the most by clients? Is it mostly fly-throughs? Yes, I would say 95% of the jobs that I do are fly-throughs. No, that's probably a bit much. More like 80%. And then I'll do a fair amount of regular drone work as well. I don't really do things like inspections. It all tends to be creative stuff. So yeah, but 80% of fly-throughs. And then I'd like to get more motorsport work. I've done a little bit. It's good fun, chasing racing cars, that sort of thing. But yeah, fly-throughs are definitely my bread and butter. Wayne, thanks for answering. No problem at all, mate. Right, just going to play this through, see what I think. Does it look smooth? Oh, the angle was a bit off. Can I get away with that? It's annoying that the angle wasn't quite the same. Can I get away with that? What do you reckon, guys? I think with the speed ramp, we could probably get away with that. Ooh, I'm going to move that zoom out because it's super obvious still. That's better. Do they contact you via LinkedIn? Sometimes. It's a lot of emails, if I'm honest. A lot of people contact me via email. That seems to be a good go-to where people normally contact me. It's a mix. So mostly email, sometimes LinkedIn. It tends to be LinkedIn if I've reached out to someone, or I've got a few messages on LinkedIn, but mostly email. I do get phone calls as well, interestingly enough. Am I happy with this? I think that's okay. I think I can get away with that. It's not perfect, but the difficulty with this, doing these sort of transitions with FPV drones, is it's so difficult to get the exact same. You know, if you're holding a gimbal with a camera, you can pretty much line it up every single time in the same way. But it's a lot more difficult to do this sort of thing with an FPV drone. As you know, the angle, like here, might be slightly off, and you might not notice it when you're flying because you're obviously concentrating on not hitting stuff and keeping it smooth. And the angle was just slightly off there. I'm going to try. If I move it a little bit more, does that make it better? Or does it make it worse? I think that made that worse. I think it's pretty smooth, just apart from the angle, isn't it? I think I can get away with that, though. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, Kev, I think the beam was designed with a gentle curve in it. I love the way you've described that. That's hilarious. A gentle curve. Just pile on some motion blur during the transition. Yeah, exactly. We'll speed it up, whack in some motion blur. It'll be fine. That'll do. Yeah, it works all right. All right, save that. Move on. Oh, we're going to get into the transition, the ambitious one now. And I still don't know if it's going to work. And it's scaring me a little bit. What do you guys think of this fly through so far? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool offices, right? Newly refurbished. This area is quite cool. They've got an actual bar with alcohol. This is a bar area with alcohol. It's awesome. This is like their. Oh, let me just zoom out a bit so I can scroll. So yeah, this is their. They've got this. Here's like a massive TV screen, which I really wanted to get the company's logo on, but they couldn't do it, which kind of sucks. But they show like live sports here. This is just like a bar restaurant, but this is an office. They've got like a coffee machine and snacks, and all free for everyone to use, and then like an eating area. And this is a bar. You can see these fridges are like stocked full of alcohol. They've got ice cream. Look. There's an ice cream making machine. I want this in my office. And then a disco ball. Right, so you can probably see what I'm gonna attempt to do here with this. Do you fly in angle mode most of the time because acro doesn't make sense in buildings? I do not. I fly in acro. 99.9% of the time when I'm doing fly throughs, I'm flying in acro. So yeah, the only thing with acro is if you hit something, it's harder to recover. Whereas in angle mode, if you bounce off a wall, it'll recover itself, so you haven't got to be as quick. But yeah, I fly in acro. I just find it easier. I think it's a bit smoother, and it means I can be a little bit more adventurous. And I didn't like the feeling of having to constantly fight, it recentering itself. Marius, you've got a Mavic for your first fly-through inspections, getting to know the place. Do you think it's a must, or have a bigger drone or something like a Mini 4 will suffice? So I'm just trying to understand your question. You've got a Mavic for your first fly-through inspections, getting to know the place. Do you think it's a must-have? Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Do you think it's a must-have to have a bigger drone, or something like a Mini 4 will suffice? I mean, the Mini 4 is pretty good, right? Go back a few years and, you know, having that technology in such a small drone would have been impossible. It's honestly, the Mini 4 is amazing, and I think it holds up. I would say certainly on some jobs, you know, it's not always possible to use a bigger drone. So Mini 4 will suffice 99.9% of the time. I think you'll find in more situations where you require higher dynamic range, you'll struggle with the Mini 4, which is where, you know, a Mavic 3 Pro comes into place. Soon to be the Mavic 4, my next big purchase. I don't know. I've always felt a bit weird about turning up to a shoot with a tiny little drone. People go, "Oh, that's really small," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." It's a bit like, yeah. So I prefer flying bigger drones if I can, but you know, I think if you're just starting out, Mini 4 will do you just fine. It's fine. It's like a penis measuring competition. Nah, it's not really. Right. Can't believe you guys are still here. I really didn't think anyone was going to join the stream. I thought everyone was just going to be at work. But yeah, really appreciate it. Right, so can you see the really ambitious transition that I'm now going to try and do? Which is just, oh, why do I do these things to myself? I have these ideas when I'm on shoot, and I'm like, oh, why did I not just keep my mouth shut? Because I could have been smart and just used this bar here for the next transition. But what I didn't like was I would have had to fly quite low to the ground, which I didn't really want to do. So I thought, okay, we've got this disco ball. Why don't we use this for a transition? And I'm now really regretting that decision, because I know this is going to be really difficult already, because there's this next scene. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to transition out of this shot, showing this area in the daytime, and then going into the night shot, which is this, because it looks really cool. So this is going to be an interesting one. It's probably going to look janky as hell, but you know, it's a cool space at night time, which is why they wanted to show it off. So yeah, and I'm going to regret this. Do you think it's enough to start with only drone piloting and editing, or do you believe it's necessary to offer non-drone services like ground photography / filming? It's a very, very good question. I have a ground camera with a gimbal and lenses and stuff. I don't offer. So first off, I don't offer photography services with normal cameras. I only do photos with a drone. I am not a professional photographer. I don't claim to be a professional photographer, and there are people out there who are much better at it than me. And largely the same with ordinary ground filming. I have the ability to do it, but try and avoid it at all costs, because there are people out there who are much better at it than I am. My specialism is drones. So I don't claim to be a great ground videographer. I can do it if I need to, but I prefer not to. You know, I've had to film interviews before, so I did a lot of research on doing interviews, and you know, bought all the lighting kit and managed to pull it off relatively well. To be honest though, if I get that kind of work, I generally tend to hand it off to my mate Matt, because he's a much better ground videographer than I am, much better photographer than I am. So yeah, I would say it's a good to have, because undoubtedly you'll get requests for it occasionally, and it's, you know, and I guess it feels stupid to turn down money. But the question you've got to ask yourself is, can you produce a reliable, decent product from it? Because what you don't want to do is do it if it's not your specialism, the client's then not happy with it, it causes you a bunch of headaches. So was it really worth that £1,000 or whatever? Good to have, but I would say focus on a specialism. Finiat. Hey, Finiat, you were on the stream the other day. Welcome back. I think the Air 3S maybe is a good between the Mini 4. And, do you know what? The Air 3S I was massively impressed with. I have an Air 3, which is good. Really struggles when you're shooting into the sun, or struggles with high dynamic range situations. But the Air 3S to me, and I saw one particular review video where a guy went into a lot of depth about it, comparing the Air 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro, and the Air 3S, in my opinion and his opinion, was better than the Mavic 3 Pro. You know, although the Mavic 3 Pro has got the bigger sensor, you know, DJI have done some trickery with that sensor in the Air 3S, and it's amazing. It's so good. And the only reason I haven't bought one is because I'm waiting for the Mavic 4 Pro to come out. So Air 3S, very, very good. I would definitely get one of those if I wasn't waiting for the Mavic 4. So yes, it's very good in between, for sure. Wayne, off work today, car in garage, having money spent on it. That's the worst thing, right? Don't get it back till tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that's annoying, man. My wife's car's having a problem with the turbo. I'm gonna have to take it into the garage next week, and I'm not looking forward to the bill. Yeah, FTFO flying Jamie says editing Jamie can fix this transition in post. Yeah, exactly. That's it. I'll fix it in post. Yeah, it's I shouldn't. It's a stupid saying because I just make my life harder, but I like to challenge myself. If I think something's possible and I could potentially make it work in post, then I'll go for it. And you know, doesn't always work out perfect, but yeah, like I say, this is not Hollywood production. Marius, I do lots of office functions, mainly bar service. You'd be surprised, but I'd say since lockdown, pretty much every office in London has a full-fledged bar with beer and wine. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I'm not a drinker myself. I'm not a health nut. I just stopped drinking when I had kids because, yeah, I kind of figured being drunk in charge of children wasn't a great idea. So, yeah, I don't drink myself, but that's cool. I mean, I think a lot of these offices have tried really hard now to make office spaces more appealing to their workers because everyone kind of got used to working from home during COVID. And yeah, it's they've had to make, you know, come into the office way more appealing because, you know, everyone got used to being at home, so they're doing all these extra things now, which is why I'm probably getting a lot of this fly through work because so many offices are up in their game now, which is cool. Neoflow, I'm using the Avata 2 for daily work. I'm using the Avata 2 daily for work. Awesome. Mate, if it works for you, it works for you. And if you're getting good results, then you crack on, mate. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. Oh my quad. Oh, I like that name. Oh my quad. Nice. From the US, 6:30 a.m. I'm watching an FPV live stream. Love the channel. I'd like to see more in-depth gear setup sometime. I'm sure I will get around to doing that at some point. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it as always. You know, your time is valuable. So appreciate you spending your time on watching me talk shit. Yeah, welcome to the stream. 6:30. You getting ready to go to work? What are you up to? I don't want to know what you're wearing, just in case. No, that's weird. Why did I say that? It's worse if you're in charge of drunk children. I can't say I've ever I can't say I've ever done that. But yeah, that would be worse. Definitely would be worse. Marius, I trust the better ones have entertainment zones, chill zones, arcade games, and even snooze zones. Wow. Yeah, like I said, these places are a lot more on the ball now, aren't they? Right, I'm going to attempt this transition. Ugh, why do I do this to myself? Right, where we go? We've got to have to do a big zoom into this ball. I think it's going to be. Here's the point where we get pretty close, don't we? So, is this going to work? I'll make it work. All right, let's go right in. That's so far. We need to get like the whole ball. I probably should have thought more about this when I said it. Okay, let's back out. Where is that zoom going to have to start from? Oh my god. Yeah, I probably have challenged myself with this one, haven't I? Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Oh, why have I gone really big on the screen? I'm sorry about that. I don't really know what happened there. Will that work? Yeah, let's make myself small. Oh, what have I done? What did I do? Why am I so big? Sorry, guys. No one wanted to see that. Genuinely don't know how that happened. I saw a drone. Where have I missed out? Oh my gosh, there's so much chat. Let's have a. Having the air brake in slouch a different experience than emergency landing myself. Put Quine's face green smiling. Oh, I think you said no. Oh, okay. Marius, by the looks of it, working in an office is quite nice these days. Yeah, it does look nice. Oh, such. Having the air brake is such a different experience than emergency landing. Ah, right, got you. Yeah, that totally, mate. Theo, I saw drone footage from your channel where you went in through a public swimming pool with people in it. Oh, I didn't mean to send the message now. Yes. I wanted to ask if the EU regulation was strict actually about flying over people. Right. So there's a massive caveat with these regulations, which I'll go through now. In the UK and the same in Europe, is if you are flying in an internal space, airspace restrictions do not apply because the CAA or the EASA do not own the airspace within buildings. So effectively, any drone regulations do not apply and you can fly over people. Bearing in mind, on those shoots in my videos, everyone is under my control anyway. So that's not a problem. But, you know, technically, if you're inside, let's say, the O2 Arena or a massive concert venue, you could fly over a crowd of 10,000 people. And it's not illegal because you are not technically in airspace owned by the CAA, so the rules do not apply. Good tip for you. Finiat. Oh, at Neofly. Okay, cool. I'll leave you guys to chat with that one. I want to see what you said now. I'm intrigued. I have an Avata 2 and love it, but drifting when it loses GPS and when it's too dark for the sensors. Okay, interesting. Only 5 manuals, so I don't know if there's issues. I think you've made the camera big in the middle so we can't see what you're doing. Yeah, sorry about that. My bad. Don't know what happened there. Finiat at Neoflow, you can try to do the master sensor tape and use normal modes, then it will drift all the time, but is better as it happens out of nowhere. Okay. Okay, cool. See, problems with the Avata 2. I'm only joking. Yeah, I think I'll show you what I did. So this is this transition that I'm working on now. So I think this is going to look okay. Oh, no. That did not look okay. That proper jumped. I think we're going to have to bring that right back over here. Otherwise... It's such a big zoom. It's like a problem. Oh, that zoom starts so early as well. I'm going to have to bring it back even more because it doesn't even look smooth right now. Okay, the zoom's happening. I didn't notice it happening this time, so that's looking okay. And then our transition point's like there, isn't it? Okay. Oh, don't know how I'm going to do this. I wear glasses full time. How do you use the goggles and glasses together, or is changing the diopter enough for your eyes? No, so it's not enough for my eyes, but I wear contact lenses. So when I'm out shooting, I will always wear contact lenses. I just find I will have to wear glasses when I'm using my computer screen, as the contacts aren't quite as good. And my eyes get very tired with the contact lenses in. So yeah, I wear contacts when I fly and my glasses when I'm editing. Theo, so when you fly inside, there are currently no rules. You can fly a huge Cinelifter over a crowd without having to them sign any paper. Yep, exactly, mate. I suppose GDPR does come into it, but there's the argument. If you're in a public space, there is no GDPR. Just like, you know, if there was a camera crew filming, you know, I don't know, a documentary for a band or whatever, and you were in the footage, they'll probably just notify the people there. But yeah, you could like fly an Inspire 3 or a, you know, a 10-inch Cinelifter with a red camera on it over a crowd, and it's not technically illegal. There does become a safety issue, and of course, you know, you can't endanger anyone, because if you do end up killing someone, if you're negligent, you could go to jail. So there's also that question, you know, just because you can, should you? Probably not. Flying a Cinelifter over people is probably not a great idea. But yeah, technically there's no rules inside. Speed ramping fixes it all. Absolutely. That's probably what we're going to do. Tuning in from South Carolina, Julian Armin. How's it going? An archaeologist who has been moving over to GIS and mapping. Have a DJI and Flywoo, but haven't done much mapping or fly-throughs yet. Loved watching the last 3. Thank you very much. Kind of you to join. My uncle is an archaeologist called David Edwards, so you may well have heard of him if you're an archaeologist. But yeah, thanks for joining. But thankfully, my construction crew doesn't care if I pass them every once in a while. It's for fun. This is great, even though I'm just tuning in. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it, mate. This will be available to watch afterwards, so if you want to, you can always watch this afterwards if you feel that would be useful to you. Awesome. Can the goggles fit over glasses? Asking before I get my credit card out. No. So I'm currently on the DJI Goggles 2, which are the much smaller ones. I couldn't fit my glasses in them. Before that, I was using the DJI Goggles V2, which were much bigger, and I could fit my glasses in. But yeah, now I can't, essentially. So if you want to get the DJI Goggles V2, which work with the O3 unit and the Vista, but yeah, with glasses, the DJI Goggles V2, sorry, the DJI Goggles 2 or 3 or Integra, you can't fit glasses in them. You would have to get special lenses put in the goggles, or just wear contacts. That's my solution. What was I doing? Right. I'm just going to watch this once more and make sure I'm happy with it, because I think it worked okay. Yeah, I can't see the zoom there now, so... Oh, it's such an ambitious transition. I don't know why I did this. Because it might look cool if I don't fuck it up. Right, let's get the next shot. So this isn't going to be... I think we're not going to do the same sort of transition that I did on the last one. I don't think that's going to work. I think we're just going to have to do some sort of fade or something. It's not going to look completely, you know, perfect, but I'm hoping I can figure out a way to make it look pretty good. Put my credit card away then. I don't fancy contacts, but I really want to fly some FPV. I don't know. I guess you could get small glasses maybe. Or get the DJI Goggles V2. Glasses do definitely fit in those, because I used to use them with goggles, with glasses even. I'm just going to grab a drink, guys. 2 secs. Right, sorry, I'm back. I had to get a drink and do something else, which involved liquid. My throat. Right. At Wayne, you can fly the V2 with glasses and a lot of analog glasses. That's a good shout. Theo, thanks. I'll end up getting contacts. It's all a work expense. Exactly, mate. Contacts are way easier. I actually use contacts anytime I go out the house now. Goggles 3 would come with the built-in diopter adjusting function. Yeah, I've got a so do the Goggles 2, but I've got astigmatism, so it didn't work for me. Yeah, there you go. If you require astigmatism correction or if built-in adjustment provided lenses are unsuitable, you can purchase additional lenses from an optician. Oh, yes, you can. That's a good shout. Julian, Walksnail Goggles has diopter insert and will make your prescription as an adapter. Oh, see, this is why we come to these things, because people find solutions. If I can't answer the questions, hopefully someone else will. Whereas Julian said, thanks, I might ask my opticians if I fit that section of diopters. Yeah, because I'm sure they can make any type of glass for your goggles, right? So, because they have to fit it to any type of frame, so I'm sure they can figure it out and help you out. Just want to say, appreciate you guys all still being here. How long will we be on for? An hour and 30 minutes. My God. Right, how are we going to do this? Fuck. So, like, I think here is going to be the transition point. I'm going to try the lazy option first. Let's just try it. Let's just try a crossfade. No, that looks horrible. That was terrible. How am I going to make this work? I didn't come across this ball enough, did I? That's the problem. It's some sort of zoom or something, isn't it? It's something. So I feel like we're just trying this out. MC FPV, or not Muck FPV. It's another branch of McDonald's. No, it's not. Hey, dude, welcome to the chat. Wayne, I wonder how much Specsavers will charge for all the questions I'm going to have. Yeah, probably a lot. Go to Vision Express; they're better. When I was getting contacts, Specsavers, I had to try 8 different pairs of contacts before they got the right ones, and actually they never got the right ones. Went to Vision Express, they nailed it first time. MCFPV, hey Jamie, wedding videographer here, full time but also seasoned FPV pilot, 14 years. Wow, you are an OG FPV pilot, and recently done 3 gigs, indoor fly-throughs, both for property. I would really like to expand this for more work. Oh, cool, awesome, man. So any tips and insights would be helpful. So I'm going to do a live stream later this week where I go through my strategy for getting new business, especially on LinkedIn, because that's a very powerful tool. So I suggest if you're not on LinkedIn already, you get on there. It's a great networking tool, connects you with the people with the money. That's what we want to aim for. So I'm going to do another live session on that. So I would really suggest joining in on that. I'll show you everything I know, and hopefully you can start getting some work out of it. But yeah, so that's probably And then I just spout tips off when we have these conversations as well. But yes, get on LinkedIn and get ready for the live, because I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff on that. So yeah, thanks for joining, man. Good to see you here. Theo, Jamie, how often you called for a job? It's depends. I got through a couple of job requests this morning, which is like the first time since before Christmas, but that's not to be unexpected because everyone shuts down for Christmas. It depends. Some weeks I can have nothing, no calls for jobs. Other weeks it can be absolutely manic and I'm just sending out quotes left, right and centre. So it depends. But thankfully I tend to be busy all the time, which is good. Vision Express are more expensive. I'm not making Vision Express money just yet. Okay. I didn't know there was a price difference. So yeah, sorry. I'm still on a Specsavers budget, but moving. I didn't think Vision Express were that expensive when I bought my stuff there. They were the same price for contacts as Specsavers, where I live anyway. Thank you, brother. No worries at all. I'm so eager for that live stream. Yeah, man, I think it's going to be a good one. So I just need to decide on a good time for people, because obviously I think people are joining from everywhere, all over the world. So I think it'll be on Saturday. I just don't know what time yet. I don't know. 11 p.m. my time might be good, or earlier. I don't know. Give me some suggestions wherever you're based, guys. Bella van Boven NL, I'm guessing Netherlands. Welcome. Hello, loving the content. Question, what drone do you like more, the Cinebot 30 or the Cinelog 30? Well, I've never flown the Cinelog 30. But it's I've got friends who use it. It's a very, very good quad. I actually have a friend who's another professional pilot who was flying the Cinelog and moved to the Cinebot after my recommendation to him. So that might give you an indication. So yeah, there you go. Good question though. I think they're probably pretty close. All right, how long have we been going? Hour and 36 minutes. Maybe give it 20 minutes more or so. See, the numbers are starting to drop a little. Maybe you guys are getting bored. Maybe I should look at it. I grew up always thinking Vision Express was expensive. No, I didn't think so. I didn't think it was expensive. It seemed to be the same price as Specsavers. I think they have to be competitive because, otherwise people are just going to go somewhere else, right? I think every glasses shop has expensive options. I bought a pair of glasses and they told me what the price was, and I basically told them to fuck off. It gets crazy money, but I think contact lenses are worth it. I pay like 40 quid a month for a month's supply. I'm happy with that. No problem at all. Happy to be transparent. People have been with me. I feel like a lot of people, I think the FPV industry can be a bit cliquey sometimes. People, and especially in professionals, people tend to be not so forthright with information, and it's like, why? We're all in the same game. My theory is if you help people out, people return the favor. It's good karma. Yeah, so why not? I've had some people share their knowledge with me, which has really helped me out. So yeah, I feel like, why not? Right, I feel like we could get this transition better. I wonder if we zoom all the way in and then just do a mega zoom out. What is this going to look like? I feel like I can do this with just like a normal transition and just make it work. Ooh, I think that worked pretty well. I think that worked. And then we just zoom out. I think that worked, guys. I think that worked. What do you reckon? It's very gatekeepy. Yeah, I think you're right. There's definitely, there's that side to any hobby, isn't there? Where you've got people who don't like to let people in. I just don't like that. It's a community. We should all be helping each other out. I think that's really important, and it's really important to professionalize our industry. Because if you help people out, people are going to do a better job, and that looks good on the industry. but also why not? Why not help people out? There's no point in not doing it. There's no point in keeping stuff close to you. But it's just the way people are. It's like golf. Nice transition. Damn, that was super clean, man. Clean. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I think it works. Oh, it does work. I think we got away with it. And then if I just... We're going to have to zoom out. It's going to be a mega zoom. So I'm just going to have to... Let's set these back to baseline. So 1080... then that will be 72.3. It's such a big transition back, isn't it? So that's 1920. Let's see. Okay, I think we're going to have to just make those a little longer. And I think we might get away with it. Then we'll just speed ramp this so you don't really notice it as much. But yeah, that kind of works. So I think if we speed ramp through this, it'll work. Let's just go through the whole thing because that zoom out is massive. Hold on, let me just go back and right, let's go from here, just so you guys can see it because it was small. I'm not sure. I feel like the zoom is so big, it coming out is weird. I think maybe if I just speed ramp it, it'll work. Maybe that zoom doesn't need to be so much. So let me just back it out a little bit. I might be able to get away with like there. Let's see if that works. Because then it won't be so much of a pain otherwise. No, it's not smooth, is it? It's got to be that zoomed in. Otherwise it doesn't really work. Okay, so we're just going to need to... Yeah, I think if we speed ramp through that first bit, it was such a hard scene because you see this area is quite small. So doing the little orbit around the disco ball and then trying to come around the same way was difficult. I'll speed ramp it. We'll fix it. Fix it in post. Do the people you film for your vlogs know you are going to film? The camera looks like it's a bit of a hidden camera. So it's just a GoPro on a chest mount. So I'll always check with my clients before they're happy for me to film. Generally they always are. I just say, yeah, look, I'm filming for BTS today. Kind of let them know what's going on, and they're all generally fine with it. If I have clients who aren't, I obviously won't film. So it's as simple as that. Yeah, you never want to be sneaky with that sort of thing, because that could. I mean, they almost normally, notice that I've got a GoPro on my chest, and they'll either go, "What's that for?" or I just tell them straight away. So yeah. We also have to be very careful with what information I post. I generally won't post any conversations that weren't meant to be heard on camera. But yeah, generally they tend to be pretty comfortable with it. Most of the time they're filming their own behind the scenes anyway for their socials, so it tends to work all right. So yeah. I think it works great. Thank you, mate. Theo, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but do you think you could keep the zoom, do a camera roll on the transition with motion blur? Maybe. I'm thinking what I might do is actually just make this quite a quick transition. So obviously it takes a while to get up here, but just make it quicker with a speed ramp, add a load of motion blur, and that will kind of hide it, I think. And then just kind of speed ramp through this bit because it looks kind of weird at the moment, but we'll figure it out. I might just move those a little bit more this way because I feel like that is That's better. Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll make it work with some speed ramping and motion blur. It'll be fine. Just got an email I need to have a look at. I've got to send a filming agreement to someone. Sorry, maybe you spoke on this earlier, but do you find yourself doing an overall tune or more throttle tuning for indoor flight? Also, I agree community has been one of the best parts of the hobby. I don't, first of all, your question, I don't tend to do much for, throttle tuning for indoor flight. I think probably the only thing I've ever done is add a little bit of throttle expo just to make it a little less twitchy, but I generally tend to fly quads as they are. Very smooth, thank you. Do you also occasionally have recordings for social media that are in a 9:16 format, and how do you film them? So I will film them in the same, so I shoot everything in 16:9. If I need to crop it for social media, I will just stick a crop, or I'll just, let's go sequence. I'll just change the sequence, 1080 by 1920, and then you can just do something like that, and then you've basically got your social media edit, so that works. Yeah, but yeah, I don't tend to shoot for social media, as this is the primary, and then you can take social media out of it. Maybe zoom out faster. Oh yeah, why did I not think about that actually? Let me try that. Good suggestion. So maybe we'll just stick it over here. I just don't know if it'll work. Let's see. It's just so evident though, isn't it? Like, you can really notice that it's zooming out. It's because it's such a big zoom. That's the problem. It's that little clip at the end. If it wasn't for that, I think I could get away with that. Let's keep playing. So I feel like we can get this better. That's not so noticeable. It's when it stops that's the problem. Maybe I could cover that with the speed ramp. I'll colour match those two balls as well. But that doesn't look too bad. I think, yeah, with a speed ramp, I think we can get away with that. So I'm going to leave that there for now because, yeah, I don't know how much more of this I'm going to do today. Yes, community is definitely one of the best parts. I've got a little flying community that I go to locally where we go and there's like a rugby club we go to and we just do social flying, mess around, do a bit of racing. It's good fun. 4x3 is a savior. Yeah, I don't know. Why don't I film in 4x3? I feel like there's a reason for this, and I'm pretty sure it's because. So let's plug the GoPro in, and there is definitely a reason why I don't film in 4x3. I think it's because you don't get quite as wide an angle, and you can't use super view in 4x3. I think that's it. Right, turn the GoPro on. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Settings. Yes, so, well, on the Hero, I can't remember if it's 12 or the 13. So on the 13, you don't have the option for 4x3. 16:9 or 8:7. I mean, 8:7 is the full frame, right? But the problem with that is if you shoot an 8:7 at 5.3K, you can only film 25 frames a second, and I always film in 50, so that's no good for me. And then I can drop it down to 4K and get 50 frames a second, but then of course I lose out on a load of resolution, which comes in handy when you've got to be zooming in post. It gives you more flexibility. So for me, I figured shooting 16:9 at 5.3K at 50 frames a second with super view on works the best for me. So that's why I film like that. Sorry, 1 second. Phone call. Right, guys, I need to go and take the dog out for a walk. So yeah, really appreciate you guys being on the stream. I don't know how many of you are left. Let's have a look. 20 of you. Oh, that's awesome. A couple more questions then. In a few weeks, I'll have a client in a factory that would like it if their people are in the video that are acting. Any tips on how you work with people who act in your videos? I think that sounds awesome, mate. I would love to do something like that. So that's wicked. I would just say you just need to make sure you safety brief everyone and make sure you're really clear about what you're doing. Sometimes working with people can be a bit like herding cats. So just make sure everyone knows what you're doing, explain everything to them so everyone kind of knows what the goal is. You'll be fine. But yeah, just don't hit anyone. I'm sure you'll be fine though. Yeah, just explain how safe it is. And don't let it affect your flying. You know, get as close as you can without, you know, endangering anyone. Dynamic range 8x7 is the equivalent, I think. Oh, it's the low FPS trade-off. Yes, that's right, mate. Exactly. I also find if you shoot in 25 frames a second, the stabilization isn't good, and you get these weird little wobbles in the stabilization. So, great stream. Thank you very much, FTFO Media. Good to see you again. Wayne, can I ask what insurance you have? I use Cover Drone for my insurance. I think I pay like £120 a month for it, so it's pretty expensive. But yeah, Cover Drone's good. It was great chatting to you. Have a lovely day, mate. You too. Thanks, NeoFlow. Thanks everyone for joining. Better Van Boven from the Netherlands. Thank you very much. FGOL. Hey, mate. I'm sorry. We're just about to end the stream. I need to go out and walk the dog, and we've done almost 2 hours now. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the chat and tips. See you next time. Thanks, Median. Thanks, Kenzie. See you later. Yeah, thanks everyone. I'll catch you hopefully on the stream on the weekend where we're going to go through LinkedIn. Keep sharing my videos, keep liking, subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll catch you next time.